So, just to clarify, David R. Hawkins of Consciousness Research, don't forget he co-wrote Orthomolecular Psychiatry with two-time Nobel Prize winning scientist Linus Pauling. So David R. Hawkins clearly is somebody recognized by somebody who is a major scientist. Okay, David R. Hawkins told us that Earth, where we live, is a purgatorial realm. Purgatory. In the Catholic Church, purgatory is talked about, and I don't think they tell you that Earth is. You don't do well here and then you go to purgatory. Well, David R. Hawkins said that this Earth that we live on is purgatory, and clearly it's not heaven. I mean, really, everything would be free if it was in heaven, and it's not. So this isn't heaven. This is a purgatorial realm where you've got to change, because you came in from wherever your past life was, and well, if your consciousness is not at 540 or higher on the scale of human consciousness, and you find out where you are based upon muscle testing, you can get the book Transcending the Levels of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins. Go to Amazon and go to your Amazon app, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, jot that down, David R. Hawkins, and then go to Kindle and then click on Free Sample. And then you can look at the free sample and you can get other books of David R. Hawkins, and then you don't have to buy anything. If you get the free sample, there's plenty to get you going. And don't forget, David R. Hawkins' videos are on YouTube, and you have no reason not to watch them. So, because you're in purgatory and you need to learn exactly what it is, and it's about, rising on the scale of human consciousness. In that book, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, tells you everything you need to know. When you learn to muscle test, then you can say, well, I'm at 300, and you can look up 300 in that book and see what the things are that you need to do in order to rise up higher on the scale. In the universe, at large, 540 is the minimum standard everywhere. It's called unconditional love. Does it sound such a horrible thing? Well, what do you expect in heaven? Conditional love, no love whatsoever? Unconditional love in heaven. Well, that's what it is. Purgatory means you must change. Heaven is not going to take you as you are, because you would be in heaven right now if you were fit for heaven. So the major thing that David R. Hawkins is going to talk to you about is the human ego, which I always say means edging God out. Well, it's in the way of your God self, which is your soul, S-O-U-L, and when you let go of your ego, push it all aside, then you're run by your soul, which is your God self, which is God as you coming through to show you what you would be like if you were God. When do you actually become that? We think it's something called the mystical marriage that's talked about in the Christian Bible, in the New Testament, and I don't know anything about it because I don't have it. So clearly, even if you rise in the scale of human consciousness, whatever the mystical marriage is, I don't know. I don't think Dr. Hawkins even talks about it. I don't recall him ever talking about it. Strange but true. Anyways, that's what I'm going to tell you. Mystical marriage is something different, and it must happen. Well, I'm going to say Jesus had it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't understand it. Mystical marriage. I don't understand it, and I don't know anybody who said that they've got that. I don't know. You can read those passages in the New Testament and try and figure it out. I don't know what it means. It just means that you've got to be ready for whenever that happens. Because it says in the Christian Bible that you need to be ready day or night, every single day for, well, if you're Christian, it's Jesus, and I suppose if you're Hindu, then it's Krishna or Shiva or one of the lords of the Hindu pantheon. If you're Buddhist, then it's the mind Buddha had, and it's called having enlightenment, the enlightenment experience, which is exceptionally rare, we're told, but it does happen, and there's documentation of that. Because I'm a serious spiritual student, but I'm not an enlightened being. I can give you as far as I've gone, and I haven't done mystical marriage as far as I understand it. If I have it, then it's not been explained properly. I don't think so, though. If you're going to ask me, muscle test, I've got it, and I just did the muscle test, and it's no. But you got to be prepared for it, because that's what it says. Well, as a Buddhist, then you got to follow the Buddhist precepts. well, whatever it is, whatever your path is, but you should be on a spiritual path because you're in purgatory, whether you're a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Christian or some other thing, or nothing at all. Because even if you're nothing at all, you can raise your consciousness. You can. And it's up to you to do it. Because if you don't do it, then you're looking at the lake of fire. Because you had a whole lifetime as a human to know about these things and to act on them, because the most important thing is for you to remember is that you are in purgatory. Right now. Every day when you wake up in the morning, you wake up in purgatorial realm Earth. And what we want to get you to is heavenly realm Earth, which we call fifth dimensional Earth, 5D. The Age of Aquarius song by the band The Fifth Dimension in 1969 is all about that. That's more than 50 years ago. So 50 years later, if you haven't reached 540, then you haven't been doing any self-help work at all. So it's time to get busy. And we're going to tell you again and again, the easiest way you can get going is here on my YouTube. When you click up there in the About section, and there's a link there that you may or may not be able to click on according to what you're using as a phone or an iPad or whatever. I don't know, but on my Android phone I can't click on those things. It's stupid that you're allowed to put things in there. Anyways, on other machines besides my Android phone, you can click. So if you can find a desktop or a laptop computer, I think you can get that link. I've done it a million times on that channel. It's currently called The Cardassian Way by Gold Ducat, but it might not stay that forever, but probably for, I don't know. What else do you want to tell me?